Two families decided to come together in search of a fresh start, but what should have been a home filled with love turned into a battlefield among the children. Do you really believe you're in control of your life? Wait until you lose control of your emotions, and watch everything you love slip through your fingers. Emotional control is the invisible foundation that holds up every true achievement. Without it, any victory crumbles under the first sign of pressure. It's like building a castle on sand. It may look strong from the outside, but one storm is enough to bring it down. That was the lesson Karen and Michael wanted to pass on to their children. When they chose to unite two families marked by loss and abandonment, the hope was renewal, but reality was harsh. The children clashed constantly, and the house became a true war zone. Between taunts, resentment, and moments of pain, harmony seemed out of reach. But the couple chose to cultivate true emotional mastery, and that changes everything. It brings hearts closer, breaks down invisible walls, and opens doors that once seemed locked forever. This balance creates unshakable trust, strong enough to withstand even the darkest storms. In the end, happiness doesn't come from the absence of conflict, but from the courage to face it with calm and strength. And now I ask you, are you building your life on the solid rock of emotional stability, or on the fragile sand of impulsive reactions? And what about Karen and Michael? Did they manage to turn chaos into harmony, or did division threaten to tear everything apart? In this video, you'll discover 5 simple but powerful practices to train your mind and strengthen your emotional control every day. Pay close attention. The 5th practice is the most important of all. Without it, none of the others can last for long. This channel is just beginning. Help us grow so we can keep creating life-changing videos like this one. Subscribe and leave your like. Today, we dive into the story of Karen, Michael, and their children, and uncover how emotional control could be the key to turning rivalry into love and building true unity. But the big question remains, did balance win the war, or was chaos stronger? On one side, Karen and her 2 daughters, Emily and Chloe, who had lived alone since their father abandoned them. On the other, Michael and his sons, Ethan and Liam, who lost their mother years ago. The adults promised, from now on, they'd be one big happy family. But in practice, life together quickly became a battlefield. Right from the start, tensions exploded. Chloe complained that Liam invaded her space, Emily accused Ethan of scattering his things everywhere, and even the bathroom became a battleground. The parents tried to calm the storm with rules, separate bathrooms, TV schedules, respecting each other's space, but nothing stopped the fights. Soon, the entire house was a war zone. Hoping to bring them closer, Karen and Michael planned a camping trip. The goal was to unite the kids away from daily routines, but instead, it fueled new pranks. The girls set up traps to teach the boys a lesson, while Ethan and Liam struck back in equal measure. The feud escalated, sabotaged makeup, creepy robots, fake wild animal alarms, and even marshmallows stuffed with tricks. Each night, the tents became stages for scares and nervous laughter. Exhausted, the parents began to wonder if they had made a mistake bringing the families together. Karen, overwhelmed, even thought about giving up. Michael, distressed, admitted he hadn't been this happy since meeting her, but couldn't bear watching their children at war. And you? If you were in their place, would you let resentment win, or would you choose peace and build a true family? The tension grew heavy, and the kids realized their rivalry could destroy their parents' dream. That's when Chloe and Liam had an awakening. Instead of fueling the war, it was time for a truce. And it wasn't by chance, it was the balance and patience that Karen and Michael modeled every day that made them reflect. They remembered the pain their parents had faced, her abandonment, his loss, and understood that this love was real. Afraid of ruining this new chance at happiness, they decided to convince their siblings to stop the pranks. The resistance was strong, but faced with the real threat of seeing their parents separated, they all agreed to the truce. Yet just as the children began to get along, a problem arose. Karen disappeared during a hike at the campsite. Panic took over, but for the first time, the kids worked together. Following footprints on the ground, they combined efforts to find her before nightfall. They finally find her with a small cut on her foot, and the relief is overwhelming. In that moment, they realize that despite their differences, they are now a family, and they must protect one another. Staying until the end of this video isn't just about hearing another story, it's about choosing to take the first step toward transforming family life. Because the values I'm about to reveal can be the turning point that changes rivalry into connection, wounds into growth, and conflicts into lasting bonds. Let's explore together the 5 practices, and remember, the last one is the most powerful. Without it, you might be sabotaging your own chances of finding balance and fulfillment. 1. Self-control. Learn to breathe before reacting, and choose conscious responses instead of impulsive ones. Meditate. Who governs their emotions, leads their life. 2. Clarity of focus. Reserve at least 1 hour a day to care for yourself, read, reflect, or practice something that nourishes your mind. Meditate. My energy blooms where I place my focus. 3. Inner courage. Face, step by step, what brings you fear, a tough conversation, a postponed decision, a needed boundary. Meditate. Courage grows stronger when I act, not when I wait. 4. Mental discipline. Replace one draining habit with one that brings peace, like trading endless news for moments of silence. Meditate. Tomorrow's balance is born from today's choices. 5. Resilience and humility. See criticism and mistakes not as threats, but as stepping stones for growth. Recognize there's always something to learn, even in the hardest situations. Meditate. Every challenge is a teacher disguised as opportunity, and humility is the key to learn from it. Studies in positive psychology by Martin Seligman, University of Pennsylvania, confirm, the difference between a family that cultivates emotional maturity and one that neglects it is immense, and it can completely change the course of relationships. When parents like Karen and Michael choose to invest in inner balance, they not only find serenity in the middle of chaos, but also teach their children to handle criticism without breaking down and to keep clarity even in the toughest conflicts. Instead of reacting impulsively, they pause, turn frustration into learning, and show that temporary emotions cannot dictate the future of a family. It's like walking on solid ground. Even when storms come, the foundation stands firm. But when emotional maturity isn't cultivated, the home becomes fragile. Small comments turn into open wounds, differences into endless wars, and every obstacle feels like a reason to give up. That's exactly what almost happened with Karen and Michael's children. Without balance, every prank became a battle, every dispute turned into pain. Yet the couple's steadiness and example made all the difference. With patience, they guided their children and showed that true unity grows only when there is respect and self-mastery. While one family finds strength and connection through inner serenity, another, without that foundation, watches its bonds crumble under pressure. And you, are you building your life and your family on the solid rock of balance, or on the fragile sand of emotions that control you? We've reached the end. Today you witness the story of Karen and Michael, who, even through losses, abandonment, and rivalry among their children, chose to cultivate values like patience, stability, and clarity. They discovered together that a family's true strength isn't born from the absence of conflict, but from the ability to face it with maturity and confidence. Remember, families don't fall apart because of a lack of love, but because of a lack of self-mastery. Those who don't govern their emotions end up being governed by them, and lose everything that matters most. And you, will you choose to remain a slave to impulse, or the architect of your own peace? This channel is just beginning, and your subscription is essential so we can continue this journey together. In the next video, I'll share even deeper practices to expand your emotional health and accelerate your inner growth. See you soon.